Boker Tov. We are continuing Megilat Esther Perek Aleph, Pasuk Yud Aleph, and Yud Bet B'Shvat Hashem today. So Achashverosh tells his advisors, Lehavi et Vashti HaMalka, to bring Vashti HaMalka Lifnei HaMelech V'cheter Malchut, in front of the king with the crown of kingdom, Le'arot Ha'amim V'asarim et Yofiyah, to show the nations and the ministers her beauty. Ki tovat marehi, because she was beautiful. So the Gaon of Vilna explains, what does it mean to show the amim v'sarim, the nations and the ministers? We said they were all there at the party, so of course he wanted to show off her beauty, but he said he wanted to show it off to everyone. And he says that, imagine a king at a table in front of an entire crowd. Usually the people sitting closest are the most chashuv, the ministers, and then as you get to the back of the room, is like in a way the least. So he wanted her to come from the back of the room so that everyone sees her, the amim, the nations, and the ministers, all the way till she would get to the front. That was his intention. We'll do the next pasuk, and then we'll do the Gaon Vilna on both. Vatemayen Malka Vashti, and Malka Vashti, Queen Vashti, she refused lavo bidvar hamelech, to come and listen to the words of the king, asher beyad aserisim, which came through the messengers of the advisors. Vaiktzof hamelech meod, the king was very angry. Vachamato ba'arabo, and his anger brewed inside of him. His anger brewed inside of him. So, what's interesting here is that from one pasuk to the next, the first pasuk was Le'avit Vashti HaMalka. The next pasuk is Vatemayen HaMalka Vashti. So, what's going on over here? Achashverosh tells his ministers to get Vashti HaMalka. She answers, HaMalka Vashti is not coming. Meaning, he put her as a queen secondary. He says, call Vashti the queen. Meaning Vashti, queen is second. She says, no. I am the queen Vashti. I am HaMalka, Vatemayin HaMalka Vashti. Now Vashti was actually the one that came from royal blood. She made him into the king. But now as the husband, he wanted to put her down and make himself higher. So call Vashti the queen, who happens to be the queen. She says, no. I am the queen. I made you king when you married me, and my name is Vashti. So she answered that I am not coming, and I am also, don't disrespect me, I am also on that, at the level of queen first. The Gemara explains that this was also, Pasuk says, Beyad Sarisim, he sent the advisors, but what the issue was, why Achashverosh was so upset, because if you think, let's say logically, he was under the influence, Kitovat, right, live bayayin. He was under the influence of wine. But logically, if you ask your wife to come out, even if she's clothed, like it's just not normal. Certainly, the way he wanted her to come out. So her saying no, like to get him to be so angry. But what also got him angry was because it was beyad sarisim. It was through the advisors, and now when the advisors said to Achashverosh, she said no, it was done in public. So he's getting now. Everybody knows she said no. It wasn't like, husband and wife conversation. Can you do this? Or no, this. Husband and wife often, she says no, he says yes, and they have. But if it's done in public, she said no. That's what got him even more angry. And this is just a little lesson, he says in brackets, is that often, with this confrontation between people, this a miscommunication, if it's just between the two people, it could easily get fixed up. But if other people know the confrontation, and then that could brew things around that are not necessary. Cut out all the other people, speak to the person directly, you could save a lot of anguish, and you could put out the fire that way. The Gaon Vilna explains, we said that Vashti is compared to the body, and Hamelech, we said without Achashverosh is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So in the first pasuk it says, David et Vashti HaMalka lifnei HaMelech v'cheter malchut. So what does it mean? Hashem says to bring Vashti. Vashti is the body. This is talking about a reference to when a person's life comes to an end. Hashem says to the Malach HaMavet, bring the body, bring the person to come back, and now that's it. It's time for him to pass away. So what happens? He says, bring her becheter malchut. Bring the body. Let's see if the crown is on them. Meaning Hashem sends us as a pure neshama. And He wants to see if we came back as a pure neshama, if we came back with that crown still, and also did we come back with the highest crown, which is the crown of Torah. And He says, I want to show this body, this person that comes back in front of the nations and the ministers. It's referring to the very high level angels, which were the neshamot of the tzaddikim and the people of Torah. So He wants to see, now this person, I'm calling them back. Do they have a crown on them of Torah, and are they still pure with the neshama that I gave them? Then what happens is, Vashti, and the second pasuk says, I don't want to come. The body doesn't want to go. Naturally, when the person doesn't want to go, a person doesn't want to pass away. He says this is also for sure in reference to the Rishaim, that they think that it's all about this world and they don't want to go. Now, Rashi points out that Vashti, and the Gemara already says this, she was also a very wicked lady. She was also a lady that was not so tzniut. And really, she wanted to come out when Achashverosh called her out to show her beauty to everyone. But what happened? We know this famous midrash, two things. Number one is that she got sarat, she got leprosy on her body, so now she doesn't look good. And then she also, the midrash says, Gavriel came and made a tail grow out of her in the back. So now she's going to come out with a tail. It's not going to look good. So she didn't come out. So what's the explanation to this? The Gaon Vilna says, sarat is a what shows when a person sins. We had with lashon hara, then it comes out on a person. So too, spiritually, when a person sins, in a way, there's tsarat on his soul. But it's covered up by the body, so you don't see it. Before a person passes away, as he says, before a person passes away, and now Vashti was going to pass away because she was going to get killed, then the tsarat shows on a person's body, and a person's discoloration could come out. And he says also, the zanav is the tail. The tail is like a dog has a tail. It says that when a person passes away, the person's averot jump on the neshama like a dog to its master, and wants to attach itself to the neshama in a way to show, oh, he's not so clean. The Yetzer Hara wants to show because he's going to go for judgment. Oh, this person's not so clean. And krucha alav kemokelev. That's what's brought down in the Zohar. That's what the Gaon Vilna says. And therefore, the tail that she had was in a resemblance of the averot that she had. And it came out in a physical way before she passed away, which was going to happen right after. Achashverosh was going to kill her. And that's why she didn't come out. She had the tsarat, which is a resemblance of the averot, and the tail, which is the kelev, that's karuch on the neshama. When a person passes away, the averot, they try to attach themselves like a dog to its master. And that's what came out in a physical way on Vashti. And that's why she didn't come out. Very interesting midrashim explaining the Rashi that quotes these explanations, but a deeper explanation from the Gaon Vilna. So again, she doesn't come out, and he's very upset. That's what we're up to. Let's see what happens next tomorrow. B'ezrat Hashem. Have a good day. Rabbi Chananya ben Akashya Omer, Tzak Kadosh Baruch Hu lezakot esafich achir ba'alem Torah shene'emar Adonai Hafetz Taman Tzidko Yagdil Torah ve'yadir.